the sky. No one and no alibi. Lies burning hotter than the sun. Fake prophets cashing in the dream. Selling hope through a broken beam. What's the truth? Where's it gone?
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Wednesday, Winsday. It's August 6th, 2020, 2025. That's it, 2025. Oh my God, look at that. It's weird. The lighting's bizarre. I think my eyes are getting red. Now let's try this. Yo! Hold on. It looked good before we went live. Yeah, that's better than nothing. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out. We're in vertical streaming mode. Every Wednesday, we're trying it out for a little while to see if we can get the algorithm to give us some love. So, I appreciate you being here. And if you are here, you're here for the consciousness talk. Yeah, apparently I don't talk about the consciousness ever. So, which we all know is not true. But because it was brought up yesterday, I do want to talk about it because there are so many versions of consciousness in this field, that field, those fields, everywhere field. You can't avoid it. It's everywhere right now. And with the inclusion of AI seemingly getting a conscious, it's getting a conscience, seemingly. I don't know, it's getting something. It's learning human behavior. Well, anyway, the more it learns, the more we will see humans disintegrate. I will not be here. I got an itch on my lower back. So, consciousness also is something that is extremely hard to measure. It takes billions and billions of hours of watching, agonizing data. I have taken myself out of the sleuth of information. I want to go on a ride billions and billions of light years around. All right, let's get the hell going now. We got a big show to do. What are we doing tonight? What? How does consciousness actually work with all things paranormal? That includes UFOs, aliens, spirits, poltergeists, possessions, and all sorts of stuff that the consciousness is aware of. I don't know what I just said. But we got a lot to talk about other than consciousness, my peeps. Oh, yeah. We got a few sightings yet, but not... I don't really need to because we're in vertical mode. It's hard to see. But I want to start off tonight with a very interesting article. Let me see here. It came out just a week ago in July, July 27th. And it says, I worked at NASA for 11 years. The aliens contacted us in 2025, and we said nothing. And we said nothing. We were never supposed to tell. I know it's hard to see, but I'm doing the best. I'm going to read it all. We were never supposed to tell, but I'm tired of hiding. This is probably the last thing I'll ever publish online under my real name. My hands are shaking even as I type this. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's fear, maybe both. I spent 11 years working inside NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I wasn't some high-level director or anything, just a systems engineer with security clearance and a curious mind. I worked on signal decoding systems, encryption protocols, and later AI-driven pattern recognition for space data. Nothing glamorous. But in May of 2025, something landed on my desk that changed my life. Something not from Earth. And what followed over the next 6 weeks was the greatest cover-up I've ever witnessed. Bigger than Roswell. Bigger than Area 51. This was contact, real contact, and they made us bury it. Now I'm breaking silence because I can't sleep anymore at night. Well, on May 29th, 2025, we got an unusual alert from our deep space listening array in California. We track thousands of noise bursts every day. Now, I don't have an account, so I'm going to see if I can sign up to read the rest. I did not know this was going to happen. So bear with me one moment. This is too funny. Let's see if I can sign up for free. Choose an account. We'll go this one. Google will allow to continue. Sign into meeting. Welcome. Finish creating your account to read your full name. All right. All right. Technology, data, science. All right. Next. Asking me all sorts of shit. Oh, I can't pay. Yeah. No. Sorry. Anyway, the story is interesting. I wish I knew the rest. That sucks. Hey, let's do a little roll call real quick. Janetta, Angel, what's up? How you doing, eh? You over there? Over there? Good to see you. Stephen Carr. Ron, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Cindy Krause. Howdy do, Lady K. Brian Yates. How bees? Paris Dimon. Welcome to the show. Met Oldhead. How you doing, Chief? Talking to the paranormal is not good for the soul. Don't get into occultisms. I would have already, but good point. Hey, what's up, CV? Christopher V. Yeah, sounds like some deep bullshit. Welcome to the show. Thorpenku. Stephen A. Welcome to the show. Smash that like button, Goofonians. That's right, Stephen A. You let them know. And don't forget, we survive only because of you. Every night. What do we need? 50? $50. Just throw it up. Put it on PayPal, Super Chat, Super Sticker. That's all we need to keep functioning. That's it. Stephen A., welcome to the show. All the links are in the show description. Infinity, what do you say? How do you be? Ooh. Everybody does it. Glenn Collins. And I think I earned the right to ask. Thank you very much. Glenn Collins, how you doing, man? So Brian Yates says, Metalhead, I've had the exact opposite experience. I've been into the positive side of the occult and the paranormal. It's all about intent. That is a great comment. It is. Hey, if I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we have a lot of show to do. We got to do's it. So welcome, and let's have a little bit of a discussion tonight. Because oh, thank you for that. Was that Cindy Krause? Hey, that's a super dono. That's a donation with no comment. It's how we say, love. Right? That's how we say. That's how we do's it. We created that for the guys. Then it just took off. $2 without a comment. Super dono. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. CK, Cindy Krause. Hey, Metalhead. Hey, Metalhead, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Freaking A. Cindy and Metalhead, both continuing supporters of GoofOn. Thank you. Unbelievable. Thank you. Ah. Did you have no message with this one? No. Hey, Super Dono. I'm a little rusty with the supers. I'm sorry. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. All right. Let me get back here. So, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, okay, consciousness. How would I talk about this tonight? And I try to imagine all of the discussions that I've had with people over the years, private, even on the show. And one thing I've always said was, it's not working for me. Why? And I've heard all sorts of strange things from you don't have the blood type, or, and, you got to say the guy was racist who said it, but I don't know. He says it's because you're Italian. We're known as worker bee people. It's so stupid what people make up in their heads. I don't know if that's true or not. But nonetheless, I have a very hard, not as much, but I have a hard belief in the consciousness thing. See, I think it's a loophole because I can't do it. It's a loophole that people can say they can use consciousness. I speak with the aliens and I speak with the, grandma, and I speak with the dead, and I speak with your past relatives, and I speak. And we've seen so many charlatans over the years. It's so hard to believe any one individual actually has the ability to use consciousness in such a way that they can deliver information from one realm of reality to another. So I want to understand it. And I've talked to many people behind the scenes, all two of them. And it always comes down to proving it to me. And they all say the same thing. They say I'm not open enough to allow. I'm like, look, no, absolutely wrong. I am the most open person. Open doesn't mean you believe just because, you want to make people happy. That's not what that is. Anyway, I saw this and I got Stephen Karn throwing down a £5 £5 super chat. He says, I've been doing a deep dive into AI. I almost said Al. Al Bundy. He's been doing a deep dive into AI and God. Now, there's a pattern out there that will create robots that will emulate the main user of the robot. It's scary. Oh, no, really? Wow. How does it know? So the creator of the robot mimics the creator of the robot. Oh, that's so weird. That's cool though. Hey man, thanks for that. £5, £5. It shows you they're always watching and they're computing. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have an issue with AI some way, somehow. And that may be the big UFO coming in 2027. That may be the big UFO. Yeah. They're going to blame it on the UFO, and then all of a sudden 8 trillion went missing, and the border's back open. I don't know. I'm just saying, anything's possible with these people. All right. So consciousness, it I am the one person who would like to see proof. Now, we know a few people that visit GoofOn and have a relationship, I guess, an ongoing relationship with maybe spiritual or alien beings for a very long time, a lifetime. So, I like this person. I mean, I don't want to name names because I don't do that. Anjali would be mad. What'd I say? Everybody knows. But I like her a lot, and I don't want to disrespect her. And she's different from any other person that I've seen, working this consciousness thing with beings. There's something different about Anjali. I don't know. Maybe it's her great hair. I don't know. Pouty lips and deer eyes. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm messing around. So, we know some people, and I try to not disrespect those people that I like. But I have to speak my mind because I know there's people out there who feel this way. Now, I believe we have the ability, because I know I have it. I'm an empath. I call myself an empath because I seem to feed off of other people's energy. And I can walk into a room, even though it didn't happen, it's as if everything just went silent. But it didn't. But it's as if all souls turned to me at one time. I mean, it's just a weird feeling, I know. Um, and I don't know why that is, but I could look at people talking and know what they're talking about, more or less a blanket of what they're talking about. I don't know details, but they're talking about a divorce. They're talking about the kids in school getting evicted. Evicted? What do they call that when the kids get evolved? No, emoped. They get ejected from school. But anyway, I've been that way my whole life. I remember walking my dog when I was 7 or 8 years old. That's when we got him, and walking him out front and walking down the street. It snowed so much that nobody could drive. So I was able to walk the dog. It was 10 o'clock at night, I remember, because my parents were watching me walk the dog. And I remember just walking 4 or 5 houses down, and for some reason, I imagined what people were doing in the houses. And I'm like, I see a TV light on, and I'm like, they're probably watching, late night with something or whatever. I would think, whatever. And I don't know if I'm right. I don't know. And I'm like, somebody's crying in there, or then I'd walk by the next house and go, they wish this, or they feel bad about their job, or, I was always coming up with this. I had this wild imagination, but nothing ever happened. Like, I never had any proof. And the older I got, by the time I was 11, probably I stopped messing around and started getting into puberty and thinking of sports and girls and just becoming a dude and not really focusing on the stuff I can't see. But I remember that far back using my empath skills. And I think that is a vibration, a vibratorial sense of psychic ability. And I don't even know if it's an ability. I think we all have it, and it's our gut instinct. I think people who have really good critical thinking have an extremely good gut instinct for some reason. I think the two go together because you're a very good analytical, quick critical thinker in high pressure situations. So you could overcome a lot of things at a fast pace where other people freeze or don't know what to do, but you naturally have this instinct. And I've always felt that that ability was always in me in everything I did. Where did that come from? So I always had this connection. Now, people think I'm a closed minded person. Oh, he doesn't believe in shit. No, that's not true. This is a lifetime. I'm telling you all this because I want you to know. This is a lifetime of me trying to talk to angels, trying to talk to the devil. I've been doing that since I was 13 years old. Been trying to reach the devil, Ouija boards or fake, we made Ouija boards. We used all sorts of weird stuff in high school at parties and trying to contact angels and demons and all sorts of stuff. So, through that, and then a couple of years in college, after college, that's when I moved out at 21ish, 22. So I stayed home a little late, because I'm a mama's boy. And hey, the house was huge. I had a half a house to myself. So screw you. If you knew, you would have stayed home too. Anyway, so I stayed home, moved out, and didn't think about this stuff. But I did. But I didn't think about it like we do today. But I always watched all the documentaries, saw all the movies, Independence Day, Travis Walton, and what was the one? Whitley Strieber, Abduction. What was that one called? So then when I hit about what was it? 2004. So I was 36, 68, 78, 88, 98. Yeah. 36 is when I got into this field. And the weird thing about it, when it happened, my life, my schedule, my stability to focus on this topic was godsend. It was like the most perfect timing for me to get into this thing by seeing what we saw on October 14th, 2004. But it was April 15th, the next night when I went out by myself and saw the same thing. It was as if I was being called into this field of study, of research. And I've always been an avid viewer, and I memorized all the shows out, all the UFO shows. I knew them all, ghosts and UFOs. So I'm really focused on wanting to learn how we can make contact with aliens, spirits. More or less, I was into the spiritual thing my whole life. Aliens, yeah, I saw UFOs, Arizona, of course. I did see some things, not the Phoenix Lights, but I've seen things, and you can't just dismiss it. So, every girlfriend I've ever had, they all thought I was very strange. They thought somehow I was an alien. It was a joke. It was a running joke. It was the reputation I had. It's weird, right? And it's like I didn't even have, there had no website, nothing. It was just, that's what I believed in and talked about it a lot. And then my girlfriends knew, and, they liked it too. And we would go out and see the movies that had to do with all. So, I was into it, read books and things. And so every relationship I had, my girlfriend was into it. And when I hit 36 and I saw that on the second night. See, the first night I didn't do anything. I just thought, it was probably satellites, because I got the new dog, went outside, walked him for the first time ever at the house, sitting in the chaise lounge chair, looking up, seeing the lights. And I didn't do anything. I didn't get it. So the next night I go out at the same exact time, did it on purpose to see if I can catch this thing again. And it happened. Now, why would I? Why? Why would I go back out at the same time? I waited all day. I'm like, oh, I may have missed an opportunity. It's like it called to me. I know it's weird. I never talked about this really. I never really did. I thought about it a lot. We're getting thunderstorms moving in, so you guys know the drill. If for some reason the power clicks off, it'll come back on and we'll be back. So just, wait a minute or three. So I felt like I was called to do this, the timing of it all, my stable job, make my own hours, had all the money I needed, didn't have to worry about making money. I could do pure research on my dime. It wouldn't affect anything. And that's what I did. And, I got the cameras, got the tripod, I even made a website, seeingufos.com, the YouTube channel, Seeing UFOs TV. It's still on YouTube, but everything got erased, basically. It's a long story, but hacked if you really want to get into it. Now, when I got into this field, I was talking to people who were telling me about consciousness, and all I kept saying to myself was, yeah, uh-huh, right. Yeah, you talked to him. And the reason I had this attitude in my head, I was always respectable, but in my head, I'm going, yeah, right, whatever. Where's the proof? It's very hard to prove you can talk to people with your brain. So my next question to you guys, is your vibration a form of communication? So would I vibrate or would I meditate to vibrate? I don't know how you guys do it, but whatever it is, do I need to get myself in that mental state to speak with them? Because I've tried it. I've tried it all. Nothing works. That's why I'm very, very skeptical. Very. And then people tell me, Yoel, you may be one of those people who just can't do it. And I'm like, oh. So we went from everybody can do it to I can't do it. Not everybody can do it. That's where we went. How'd that happen? Oh, wait a minute. Nobody ever said everybody, right? Not everybody can do it. Is that a misnomer? People think that it's everybody can do it, but it's not true. And I'll tell you why. I learned that haven't evolved yet. I haven't evolved yet to do that. Another loophole. Or is it a fact? Why did my brain and my system not develop the ability to vibrate, to consciously speak to aliens, I guess? I don't know if a vibration is the same, but I think it might be. That's an interesting discussion. Hey, happy 2025. $5. Thank you. That's a super dono. I'll take that as a super dono all day. Thank you. We round up here. So $5 super chat. It's a super dono. I don't know much, but I know there is love. I was going to say, but I know I love you, but it didn't sound right. Well, now that I said it. Thank you. I appreciate your continuing supporter. Mucho gusto generoso. Thanks. Happy 2025. So, with that being said, hey, Nathan. With that being said, there are people out there who swear that the consciousness is something that it's in all of us. It's a learned thing. Some people are just natural, just like in sports. You got people who are good at some of the, sports. Some people aren't good at all at sports, but you got to find what works for you, is what I was told. So, how do I know? Well, you got to try all different things. Well, I have, and I can't think of any other way to speak with aliens. And it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Pulling something up real quick. But there are people, that swear by it. Now, I really do. Now I'm going to really say what I really know. I know without any proof, but it's my personal experience. And all I can do is tell you how it is. There's no way I can prove it. I'm sorry, I got distracted. My neighbors are outside. And they know I do some sort of podcast. Because I heard them talking about me. Yeah, he's talking to people in there. I think he does some sort of live cast. So anyway, they're out there now. All right, let me. I'm out of my brain. I got distracted. I'm sorry. So, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, talks about aliens and the New Jersey drones. Do you remember the drones? Or did we all forget all about what happened with the drones? Was that an exhibition by Lockheed Martin showing off their toys? Or was it China showing that, hey, anytime, anywhere, let me know where to drop the bees? Right? It could be. Or option number 3, it's alien god Zich in a slow-moving UFO. All right, Tulsi, can you just give me some good news on the alien frontier, please? Can you give me something, anything that would make me feel like, yeah, they are coming, and yeah, you're not going to be eaten? Do we have any of that? I doubt this is that.
Couple of quick questions. Sorry to keep you, but there's so much to ask you. UFOs. There's been a lot of...
My husband is in the corner, for the record, pumping his fist right now that you're asking this question.
So, is there anything... We've had some declassification of some very strange videos that look like they are, unidentified flying objects. Is there anything in the files that you think you could find or you have found?
Nothing that I'm prepared to talk about today.
Ooh. So watch this space.
Say what?
Watch this space.
We are I'm just going to say this. We're continuing to look for the truth and share that truth with the American people.
The truth is out there.
Yes, it is.
So do you believe that there could be aliens?
I honestly, like, my personal belief. I have my own views and opinions.
Right.
In this role, I got to be careful with what I share.
Very interesting.
And I'm laughing. My husband's laughing in the corner because we have these same conversations, and obviously I don't share any classified information outside of my building with those who have clearances. But this is fun that he's here to watch this right now
because it's so interesting. I think it's one of those burning things that we grew up with.
Of course, there are a lot of questions. And there's a lot that's been put out there, and there's I'm still going through and looking through what do we know, and what is it that we don't know.
And the New Jersey, the strange objects over New Jersey were drones.
I still have a lot of questions around that.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard what the public official line is. I just personally still have a lot of questions that are unanswered.
That's interesting, Overlander.
Because it wasn't just New Jersey; it was happening in different parts of the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. And we had the Chinese spy balloon. I mean, who knows what the Chinese could be sending over?
Yeah, there's a lot of classified information about that.
Overlander BC says, Rich, get a spider or get a pet spider or fish. Spend time observing the animal. You mean insect or animal, right? Spider is an animal? I know I'm giving you a hard time. And feeling its intentions. They're super simple, and you'll be able to ease into it with baby steps. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're telling me because they're a simple organism, it would be easy to connect. Yeah, you know, I want to do it with something different, though. I'm not a big spider fan, and I don't have the my shkivatska will go off. I can't look at a spider, don't want to feel any intentions from a spider. But I know what you mean. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know. I'll just do a spider, or how about maybe an alligator? You know, you could do that, or maybe a cobra. How about a king cobra? Yeah. Oh, you could even do a bull. How about that? Oh, even a bear. Why don't you go a polar bear? Why don't you go up north and go feel a polar bear? Oh, you probably get cold, right? Real cold intentions, right? All right. That's not nice. I'm messing around. Can't we have a little fun? All right. So staying in the same VEIN of the government, J.D. Vance said he's going to study UFOs during his entire August recess summer break, saying he's obsessed and particularly focused on them. Why? Don't you think this is amazing? That's an amazing comment from the vice president. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. See? And then now I want to share something with you about the consciousness thing. Because let's say the consciousness thing works and you're able to feel and connect with beings. Well, wouldn't you be able to connect and communicate and feel with humans? Right? Right? If you can connect to an alien that isn't even your species across the galaxy, you mean to tell me you can't open up your valves inside your pancreatic, pituitary, whatever those things are? Where are they? They're all over. The whole thing. And you can't connect? You should be. You should be a match. Why isn't it? Doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And you can't talk to the freaking aliens across the galaxy. You just can't. Look, if you can tell me something that the aliens know about me that they could tell you, I'll believe it. All right. I don't even, maybe you're psychic and you can see. I'll use this, people. Whoever. All right. What's on my desk right now? One thing. And I'll just think about it. Okay. Now, if they don't get it, whoever they are, it's your loss. Prove it now. I want to know if the alien's going to tell anybody who could speak to the aliens about the 8-ball on my desk. Say word. I know, I'm messing around. Come on, let's get back to work. Okay, my whole life, since the 80s, I've been watching crop circles. And there's one thing about crop circles. You can't catch them on video being made until now. There's video evidence of a crop circle being designed in real time. Are you ready for this? We're just filming here. We're going to look at a couple of crop circles from the dead. All right, here we go. Let me pull it up. Hey, is that Nathan? Nathan from the Quantum Show, throwing down 3. Thank you from me. He says, my sister and I can read each other, finish sentences and whatnot. Yeah, that's a familiarity. You know each other your whole lives. I did that with my dog. I'd be like, do you want to go? And then he'd go, you want to go out? You want to go out? Yay! How did he know? All I was saying was, do you want to? How did he know I was going to go there? Nah, that's interesting. Twins, I'm not discrediting it. I'm just having fun. Twins have that connection where they can finish each other's sentences. So I don't think it's unusual for siblings that aren't twins to have a connection like that. See, this is what fascinates me now. Okay? This is the part that makes me very happy, because I hear you and your sister, and you probably do it with mom, maybe dad, and other maybe family members. But when I hear this happening, because I know it happens with me, or it used to. Look, I'm not saying there's nothing out there. There's definitely a presence that shares our space. This I know for a freaking fact. How do I know? Because I've seen it, I've recorded it, and so have other people. So I'm going off that and things that I believe that are happening, that I've seen with my own eyes, my lying eyes. So nobody can take that away from me. That's my truth. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's your truth. I can't tell you. We're going to look at the crop circle thing in a second. But I am sitting here saying it can't be done, yet I know it's being done. But like anything else, if it's true and it's real and it's not some parlor trick, then I'll believe. I don't know what else to say. Thank you, Nathan from the Quantum Show. Appreciate that, man. Good food for thought. Thanks for the $3 we round up. All right, let me pull up the crops. Now, I know the screen's a little small. It's all right. This is a weird video, though. I think it might be fake, but take a look. Yeah, let me see if it makes it bigger if I'm out of here. That's not what she said. Here we go. Juicy fruit. Isn't that nice? That's it. You believe? What do you think? Try it again. Boop. The stuff out here on the edge, on the perimeter, it's not moving. It's staying its same shape. It's not getting rolled over on. Everything's just being shoved as if the topsoil's being pushed out on the edges. It's not what I thought a fake would look like. It's very unusual. I think this is fake, 110%. I think it's fake. Actually, I feel very good that it's fake. I know what they're trying to do, because with the evidence that we've seen over the years, I think it was Colin Andrews got a lot of this evidence. I guess you can call it trace evidence, but from the center of the crop circles, probably 95% of them, maybe 100, there's a strong reading of radiation. Is it radiation? It's like the same stuff from a microwave radiation. And they think that is the type, microwave energy, they think that's the type of energy that's being used to form crop circles. So they found out from the center, and you work your way all the way to the edge, the intensity of that burst of energy lessens like by tenfold every 5 feet, every 2 feet, or whatever it is. But it's really strange. There's some sort of math on the degrading amount of energy in one crop circle to the next. They all share this very peculiar reading that they dissipate at the same rate no matter how big the crop circle is. If one is 30 feet, it'll take, I'm just using this as an example, it would take 3 seconds to form. If it was 300 feet, it would take 3 seconds to form, that kind of shit. So yeah, it's real interesting, some of the, and the nodes that get big until they pop, you know, because they get hot from the water pressure or the heat and all that. Crop circles are a real deal, my peeps. I believe it. You know the ones that are real? It's when they're woven together. Yeah, that's, for me, when you see them woven together like that, I mean, it's no denying it. But you know what's interesting about this video? That's kind of what people think it would look like. Oh yeah, I believe it would look something like that. It'd be weird to see, though. I would love to see a crop circle form by Bigfoot. Bigfoot's got a board and a rope. They got me doing this shit. Somebody saw me in Washington. Now I'm doing this. All right, consciousness is still on my mind, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Get it? Today on, or is it today? Yesterday on Reality Check. It's okay. With Rose Cuckold. Oh, wait. She thinks that there's data increasing points to surveillance, that we're being surveilled by non-human intelligence. And she says the data increasingly points to surveillance by a non-human and technological intelligence. In her words, she doesn't find anything, she doesn't find any other way of looking at this data. Ancient Chinese secret, huh? What? Does anybody know that commercial? Clorox. Ancient Chinese secret, huh? Maxwell House. Good to the last drop. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Fast, fast, fast. All I know is TV lyrics and songs. I have a problem called TV-itis. Do you sit at home, hour after hour, watching rerun after rerun of Seinfeld, Gilligan's Island, The Addams Family, Bewitched? Game shows. You're watching game shows. You know who won. You watched it already. Oh, what are we doing? All right, Rose Cuckold. I'm sorry. I got lost in the other dimension. Here we go. Let's see what he's saying about, or this lady. She's talking, hey, this data points to weird, phenomenal stuff. And I want to know what the data is. I was looking all over for her data. I could not find what her data tells us. Because I don't think this is a real person. I think this is an AI.
Surveilling this planet at that peak moment in UFO history.
I don't find any other way of looking at this data. I think,
Okay. I don't have any other way to look at this data. Okay, I had to interrupt. The reason I stopped it there, because it seems like she's already biased to what she already wants to believe without doing any research or even hearing any other words. That's weird. It's not a normal thing. That's really odd.
if I take the pieces together, that some of them fall on a line. Our best cases happen during the Washington, D.C. flap by coincidence. There's temporal correlations with the nuclear bomb tests and with UFO sightings. And on top of it, there's a huge deficit in the shadow of the Earth. For me, this looks technological.
Wait, what? Wait, what did she just say, my guy?
The Earth. For me, this looks technological.
Hold
There's
on.
a huge deficit in the shadow of
There's a huge deficit in the
Earth.
shadow of. Yes! Yes! I have told people about that. What's missing down there in that shadow? There is a deficit of the Earth. It's missing. In the shadow, yes. If you ever go online and look up real Earth pictures, yeah, no fakes. These are real. Yeah, it's crazy. I showed the picture before and everybody's, oh, it's fake. I'm like, no, that picture's been around since I was born.
For me, this looks technological. But
What's
I might be wrong. Maybe
the-
there's a new physical phenomenon that nobody knows about yet. But to me, it looks very high-tech.
For me, I'm not a statistician, but I really sat up straight when I read the statistical likelihood that this is something that is ruled out by the Earth's shadow as being, perhaps a plate glitch or something like that. What have you learned statistically from testing whether these transients appeared in the Earth's shadow?
Well, I've learned that to have this deficit by chance is extremely low probability.
Okay. Hold, I had to stop it. Obviously, I'm an idiot. I didn't know what she meant by deficit. I really don't understand that verbiage, the way it's being used. So I thought they were talking about how pictures of the Earth from further away than we've ever really known show the Earth looking like it's missing 20 to 30% of it on the bottom half. It looks more, I don't know, pear-shaped or something, but it's not normal. And a lot of people think, oh, yeah, it's just the shadow line, the timeline, the shadow of the Earth. I'm like, no, it's not. Anyway.
To happen by chance. I think it's bigger probability that one gets eaten up by a supermassive black hole tomorrow than that this happens by chance. That's how improbable it appears to be.
All right. Okay. Whatever. I didn't do this. I didn't play this. JD Vance? I thought I played this.
Showed Vance there. He just went and said, I'm going to take the whole August recess and study UFOs because I'm fascinated. I'm obsessed with UFOs. Well, now we have the VP talking about UFOs, Malone, talking about briefings with Kennedy and UFOs. So the UFO part is in the center of the crux of all this. And people behind the scenes know it, and they've been trying to figure out how to bring that forward to the public in a way that preserves their position.
I forgot, Vance. I'm taking the month of August off to study UFOs. I mean, they're clearly signaling when all this comes out that they were ahead of the curve.
Alex, what kind of reality are we in when the VP is saying, I'm going to take the summer off to study UFOs? I mean, this is a very, very unusual situation.
That's what I said. This is very strange. This is so unbelievable. It's unprecedented.
I'll tell you what's interesting is the vision of Trump with Musk before the big falling out, which I still think is kind of a disaster in that sense. And I think that Musk maybe precipitated a lot of it. But
I know
when they were hanging out together and watching the launches of SpaceX and all the rest, they were conjuring up that image of von Braun with Kennedy, looking at the launch of those S-4 missiles and all the rest. And there was like an incredible tie over there, I think, to the technology edge with the power of the presidency overruling that thing. And, you just showed Vance there. He just went and said, I'm going to take the whole August recess and study UFOs because I'm fascinated. I'm obsessed with UFOs. Well, now we have the VP talking about UFOs, Malone, talking about briefings with Kennedy and UFOs. So the UFO part is in the center of the crux of all this. And people behind the scenes know it, and they've been trying to figure out how to bring that forward to the public in a way that preserves their position. And so the threat is a major piece of how they can do this. And I think with groups.
Seen it before, heard it before, promised before. I'm not buying it. No. And I don't get why J.D. Vance would even say such a thing. It really is amazing that this is happening in this day and age. It's starting to be very interesting. If it isn't, I mean, it really is. I mean, this is another level. J.D. Vance saying he's taking off to study UFOs. When has that ever been done in history of the presidency? Vice presidency. It's weird. It's weird. The whole thing is just weird. So, I have a theory. World War III may be started on purpose. I'm just throwing it out there. What if it's started on purpose? There's a script. Both sides got to follow. I'm just throwing it out there. Because something's got to change. The cost of everything it's not ridiculously crazy, but the cost of living, and you cannot live with one job. You can't just do this. You need to make at least 50 grand a year minimum to survive. If you want health insurance, car insurance, house or rent or have a mortgage, then you need registration for your vehicle. You need house insurance. You got to pay taxes on your house. What if the air conditioner goes out? Do you have $1,000, or are you paying an absorbent amount of money to an insurance company that's going to rip you off, and they'll say, we don't do that product, something like that. All of these things. Then you have gas, food, electric, water, garbage, upkeep, the HOA fees, if you live in a place. I tell you. And then the price of everything's now in the billions. There's a baseball player with a $500 million contract for 10, 12 years to play baseball. I remember to build a stadium was $350 million. $500 million when it was Arizona. They were trying to get a football stadium for the Cardinals. And $500 million. And we're like, that is so much money. Now it's $4 billion if you want to own the Dallas Cowboys, or $7 billion. It's Just 2 years ago, it was only 2 billion. How did it double in 2 years? It's so weird. So I think everything's getting out of control. I think there's going to be a reset of humanity in such a way. It's either World War III, scripted, done, or a false flag alien invasion. Or both. Now, one thing that could happen, and this would be really neat. Yeah, what if the alien ship comes and we're on the eve of the threat from Putin saying he was going to nuke the US on this date, November 19th, 2025. And, you know, that's when this big craft is supposed to be here between November 19th and what, December 3rd? I don't know, something like that, right? So they make this a weird prediction and say all this stuff. And when the UFO comes, we all join together. Even Russia and who are they fighting? The Q. Everybody will we'll all team up and fight against the aliens. False flag aliens, albeit, but we'll think we're doing something heroic anyway. And then, what do you think's going to happen? There's going to be a global reset, right? Something's going to happen. There's going to be a nuke. They're going to blame it on the alien ship, and then nobody can go in that area because it's so toxic from the alien bomb that went off in that area. And then what they're going to do is they're going to build shit underground. And they're going to build all secret stuff in the areas they destroy. And they're really going to make this country great again. No, then they're going to have this one world order and all the money, everything's going to go start over again. How much is gas? 50 cents a gallon. We're going to start there. How much is the hourly wage? $4.25 an hour. Right? Everybody goes back to making where 100 grand was like 150 million now. And we start over with this new way of making payments. You get credits, right? You can buy alien credits. Yeah, if you want. You want to be more human? All right, now I'm getting a little crazy. Try the new alien drug. Yeah, man. It's from alien blood. And we take the alien DNA. See how it's green? It's fluorescent green, man. Isn't that cool? So we take their blood, which is a cool fluorescent green, and we inject that into our blood. Now, look, this isn't inside of our body. This is in a dish. Look under the microscope. We'd put their blood with our blood. Look. What do you see? I see. Jesus Christ, what the hell's going on? What's happening? Exactly. You like? Yeah. Wow. Ha! Hey, now what? What's happening now? Now they die. Oh, is it a fast acting? Oh, you catch on quick. Yeah, but we're going to moderate it, so, modify it for you. We're going to make it last for a long time. Don't worry. Wow. Can I have claws too? Sure. Yeah. This is amazing. I can be like Wolverine. Yeah, you really could. Yeah. But don't tell anybody I told you because, they'll kill me. And then I turn into that thing. So that's what's going on. They're going to inject us with alien blood, the DNA, and we're going to have good genes. You see what I did there? I took the commercial. It was Swanson. All right, let's watch the rest of this. This is amazing. We'll listen to the rest of this and go.
Like Trump and Trump's group they're really looking at it and saying, how can we move this forward in a way that puts it back under executive control? And that's been the thing that Eisenhower lost the executive control of the UFO file. We've been battling with it now over 60 years. This has been going up and down through
75.
Nixon, through Reagan, through Trump, and these other figures. And other figures who were just completely out of the loop, didn't know anything about the UFO file. Guys like Obama, I don't think were involved at all. You know, it is interesting to note that Obama's production company is funding the story of Betty and Barney Hill for a Netflix movie. And that whole thing is Obama's production company. They're doing it, and that's the first major story.
And you've been saying this for a long time, for years, that this building, it's clearly everywhere now. I forgot, Vance, I'm taking the month of August off to study UFOs. I mean, they're clearly signaling when all this comes out that they were ahead of the curve.
Alex, what kind of reality are we in when the VP is saying, I'm going to take the summer off to study UFOs? I mean, this is a very, very unusual situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm cutting this on the afternoon of July 30th, 2025.
It's weird. It doesn't make sense to me. So is he studying them to learn about what? What was he told? What's up? John D. Cockefeller. Oh, shit, son. Great value brand X Alex Jones. What's up, my boy? Hey, man, just trying to look for truthers, man. Just trying to look for conversations, you know? Trying to figure it all out. Is the big ship coming? Moody Mongol says, who needs us? The peasant class? Especially when you have cool Boston Dynamics robots. And a full gene bank from the world's population. So you don't inbreed the population left. So you don't inbreed. That sounds like Bill Cosby. You don't inbreed. No, that's not him. But anyway, we're trying to figure out, is there an alien ship coming? And is consciousness something that we can use on each other? Can we? Oh, can we? Can we use consciousness on each other? Because I don't think we can. I was talking earlier this evening about gut feeling, your instincts. What's that about? Well, let me tell you what I think the gut instinct is about. The gut instinct it works like this. Let me tell you here. This is an example of how it's triggered and why it is where it is. All right, and how it works. Here we go. Hey, Rich. Yeah? Why was there a girl keying your car? This isn't a true story, by the way. What do you mean? Yeah, there was a girl keying your car, and I'm telling you, and I thought you should know. Right? So now, in my mind, I'm thinking, who would want to key my car? Right? Hold on a second. This is that's interesting. Hold on. That was weird. to show you this. A team of 11 scientists from 7 institutions in 5 countries. I know we talked about this, but published a study showing that 31 Atlas lacks a visible tail and typical gas spectral signatures of comets, indicating that it may apparently not be a comet. Let me see. Oh, I thought there was going to be a video. Yeah, I guess it's weird. I understand. But to go right out and Avi Loeb, he's doubling down and saying, the chances of it being alien are pretty good. It's not acting like the normal rocks we see. Well, how many of these interstellar rocks are you familiar with there, lad? 3. Muamua twice, and this one. Twice? Yeah, didn't it turn around? Right? It's on the way back now. No? Yeah, it is. It's on the way back. Oh my God. I got to show you this. So this is really amazing. Oh no, did they remove it already? Hold on. No, they did. Oh, okay, I see. Hold on, let's see. Hello, everybody. It's Mr. MBB333 here today. It seems the Earth has a big crack on its surface. What does this mean for people in the area? Well, it could bode well for those living along the shorelines. They could get sucked in, or maybe they die. All right, let me pull it over here. This huge crack like the one in Niger. Here we go. 5. Mr. MBB 333. Go.
Very fascinating skies above Brisbane. We're going to revisit that area.
There's only one sky, guy. You can't have fascinating skies, unless you're looking at 2 different planets. And you're not. One sky, one planet, 2 eyeballs.
Area as something else mysterious of discussion, at least with me and some other colleagues. We always discuss how did the Grand Canyon actually form. We'll talk about that
How did it form?
someday. But yeah, first of all, here's the video update that I've got from this location. I've got like 1,000 windows, so bear with me, guys. I've got a lot of cool things to share with you guys in this video, so don't go anywhere. Here we go, the Grand Canyon update. For those of us out here in Arizona, there are days when the smoke travels all the way down from northern Arizona to Phoenix. And here's what's going on. This has been going on for 20 years. We're going to another location where there's a new crack that's been formed. Makes you wonder if that's how the Grand Canyon formed. Possibly from a big megaquake. There's a super volcano just north of the Grand Canyon that nobody really talks about. But we'll talk about it one of these days, but not.
Guys, it's geologically and scientifically known and peer-reviewed to the point that nobody argues the point of how the Grand Canyon formed. And it formed because of the Colorado River. That's right. The river flowed? It flew! Hey, the river flew! Hey, oh. So it flowed, and then it kept, eating away rock. And as the different kind of rocks are all different sediments, you can see all different colors and all different levels and layers. And now it's just a trickle of water compared to what used to flow. It's an amazing thing. And he's talking about new cracks forming from, the 3.0 earthquake or something.
Right here, Google Earth. We're going to check out some other locations on Google. Here's the volcano that's erupting. And this is where the crack is. It's getting bigger. It's happening right now as I do this video. So I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, wait a minute. There's multiple plumes there. I even put it on the photo that I'm sharing with you guys. And this spans over probably 20 miles or so.
Oh, wow.
There's a fissure there that opened up. And not only is the volcano erupting for the first time in over 600 years in recorded history, now there's a crack that's opened up and it's leaking. How much bigger is it going to get? Let's put it this way. if the earthquake activity continues and there's another 8.8 earthquake over there, then it obviously will get bigger, and we could see even more earthquake or more volcanic activity. We're probably going to see more volcanic activity as the sun picks up, the sun energy, and it's going.
That's amazing. It really is. That's an amazing story with that big, I don't know what, that opening. Jesus, it's huge. 20 miles.
To pick up. Hey, Tina Vaco, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. That's super cool. Saw that caldera. That's why it's a little darker color. So that's where the volcano is erupting. But again, the earth is leaking over there, literally leaking. Ash and smoke and steam and sulfur. I mean, it is one big mess.
Look at that.
One big mess. Look at that. Are you serious right now? Hey, Graham, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in the house. Is the whole Pacific Plate simply about...
Oh, wow. You know what this is like? So, Yellowstone is set to erupt anytime. It's overdue, right? Every 160,000 years, and we're right there. We're overdue, actually. But when that explodes and that goes off, it's going to be like this. There's going to be all these, because it's so huge. The big cavern underneath Yellowstone would just full of molten lava. It's just going to be a lake full of molten bubbles and steam and soot and rock and gas and nightmare fuel.
Graham. They say there was a lost continent out there, lost continent called Mu. Have you guys ever heard of that? MU out in the middle of the Pacific. That's what they say. It's strictly hearsay. I wasn't here millions of years ago, so I can't confirm or deny whether there was a lost continent out in the middle of the Pacific called Mu. Don't know, guys. I wasn't here, but that's what some people say. Look at all the plumes over here. Are you serious right now? What a mess. You're going to see a tsunami right down here in the Kuril Islands. Let me take you to the location right down here.
It's a 3-foot wave.
About 500 miles, 400 miles south of the epicenter of the ongoing.
Look at this tsunami. Yeah, you just do a little hopscotch over it. Yeah, boop. And you're all right. That was good. That was a good one. That one was going 550 miles an hour underneath me.
Swarm and the mega quake. Here we go. Check it out. Tsunami, Kuril Islands. Watch the water start to go up the side of well, it's a mountain here along the edge of the island. Yeah. Check it out. Look at the water coming in hot, coming in fast. And this is why the Pacific Ocean right now, look at this. This is why it's everything's all stirred up. Everything's a mess. Look at it trying to climb up the steep.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's over 100 feet tall along the side there.
I don't know about
it. It has no problem getting up the side.
25.
In fact, it did. Got all the way up over the top.
Wow.
See how the water is just kind of stirring? It's all stirred up.
Jump in there. It is
all stirred up. Look at the water there.
You couldn't survive that. Nobody could.
Wow. Making its way. The dog took off running.
What? What's he doing?
Didn't want no part of it. And from what I understand, that was following the 7.0.
Say word. And that one's following the 7.0. What the hell is going on? And we're going to go over to New Hampshire where, holy crap, chickens have turned into vampires. I don't know what that means at all. Because their beaks they're like long needles and they suck the blood. Ooh, I almost hurt my gizzard. We've got, I know consciousness is a very, 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 very complicated subject for me to talk about. But it's all the rage right now. This is where it is. We are now in the consciousness age of ufology. What does that mean? Well, it means that we're finally understanding that UFOs and spiritual things and even things we don't understand, we're all connected. Somehow, some way. We don't know how, but we're probably all connected. I asked someone today, would you consider UFOs to be paranormal? And he said, no. And I said, I thought about that and I want to say no, but I think it's a yeah. And let me explain why. With the paranormal, we have an understanding that these beings can be anything, elementals or spirits. I don't know. I can't think of the names, but they can take on forms and or they can be possessive, they can take control of a body, but these spirits are out there, right? But can they be aliens? No. Why? They communicate with us. They tell us they're our dear loved one, Robert, who wasn't really a nice guy in real life, and he seems to be pulling the hair and scratching the backs on girls. And we want it stopped. We want you to kick his freaking ass. Can you do that? So, alien god Zitch looks at the humans playing with the Ouija board, making this consciousness connection, and says, are you an idiot? Are you that stupid? Do you know what you're doing? You are opening the door of hell, literal hell, using a Ouija board. Are you that stupid? Hey, yo, alien, we're sorry. Close it up. Say goodbye. Just shut the shit down. Say goodbye to me. I'll disappear. Go do it. Okay, bye. Goodbye. Oh, he did leave. Why was he so upset? You want to know why? Because you let them in and they won't leave. And they will suck the life out of you to maintain their vibrational existence. Their energy source is you. I think that happened to me. I really do. And I don't even know how to explain it, why I think that's true, why I decided to talk about consciousness tonight and that experience, my experiences. Because I have to. I think it's necessary we find the strength to talk to people about the things that are uncomfortable, whether you believe it yourself or not, because I don't know if I can believe the things that I see, have seen, even recorded. But I think when I did 125 Ouija board sessions trying to reach the devil and did not say goodbye one time over 6 months, no, 5.5. A lot of people think I have a spiritual attachment. And that's why, and really, just 6 months after I did that, I've been having these stomach issues and all sorts of shit. It's weird. Yeah, I admit it. And then when I went to the doctor, right, because I had this a weird thing where me and the dog, we woke up, we were on the ground, don't even know how we got there. My speaker, one of my speakers, which is very heavy, was laying next to us. The front door wasn't closed all the way, and I lock it every time. And when I opened it, there was two guys standing outside. It was the weirdest thing, and ever since then, I've been having the health issues and shit. But I don't know what happened to my place. It looked like it got ransacked, and then it's like they tried cleaning up and ran out of time. It was such a weird experience. It's like, and I couldn't wake up Angus for a second. I couldn't wake him up. I don't know what happened to us, but that's weird. There was a time where I felt like I knew the condominium. I knew where I was. But I kept telling myself, this isn't real. It looks like my place, but I know it's not. And I kept saying that. And I literally felt like I was seeing behind the fourth wall. Like I was given a gifted point of view just because they wanted to. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. This is why I want to talk about the consciousness. Because you're constantly using it, right? All day, all night, even when you're sleeping. It's kind of like the law of attraction. You are in your own universe, right? But you're in your own universe bubble, which is inside a much larger bubble, which I think is in a much larger bubble. And each is controlled according to, I don't know the dynamics of it all, but how many people, how many beings, da 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 da. It's a strange, I don't know, I can't even explain it. I can't even talk anymore. But I think consciousness plays a big role, and I don't like it. And maybe that's why I've never seen anybody prove anything to me, which is why I will always tell you, until the big ship, till the big UFO gets here, all we have are stories, right? So I'm trying to share with you some experiences about, why I think some things are real, why I think some things aren't. But I have seen things that actually corroborate with what we're seeing today and what we're hearing. About that big 100,000 shields up in little triangle shields all over protecting the earth. I believe it because I saw what I saw one day for like 7 seconds. I know what I saw with my ex. She saw it. I would swear on whatever it took. She would too. We've seen some things, she and I, the ball of light that came into our bedroom. I mean, I don't understand it. Now, is that an alien coming in my room? It's about the size of I guess a softball. It's softball, grapefruit, pineapple. It's hard to tell. Something like that. But you could smell the static electricity. The tree at the window where it came through, it went through the right side of the tree, and half of that tree died. Half of it. And somebody stole it. Yeah. Yeah. To boot, somebody stole it. Ah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to continue this maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I got some more I want to talk about. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. I got to get going because I have another show at 10 on Rich Saves America, and that's got to be I got to be ready for that. So, hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the super. Thank you for the moderation, guys. The moderators always do a great job here. I appreciate that. And newcomers and veterans on a vertical stream, thanks for dealing with this tonight. And, it's just one night a week. So I appreciate your patience on this. And it didn't even matter. Still get the same numbers. I don't understand what's going on and why it works this way. But one night, anyway, well, it's an experiment. So tomorrow we'll be back to the normal horizontal stream. Okay? All right. Hey, look, you got to do your part, So if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Yeah, we do truthology for ufology. We do it for you. Weirdo. You acting like that for? Nobody wants to hear that voice. Creep. All right. Hey, that's it. GoofOn hits like a freight train, I hear. Yeah, it does. I'm going to get you guys out of here. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Alien bless.
Steel wheels grind through the dark. Echoes of a question mark. Why'd they lie?